excited because we have an awesome maker. We have Christina HadleyDike, who is super creative, and we're going to be learning how to make wearable technology. So in case you don't know, I used to be a high school computer science teacher a long time ago, and maybe it wasn't that long ago. But anyway, it's something that I'm really super passionate about, and I'm going to stop talking and bring her up because there's just that. How are we going to go? Here we go. So she's going to join us in just 1 second. Christina!
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I am super duper excited about what you're going to create, and I want you to share it with everyone.
Yeah, I'm super excited too. I also love wearable technology, and man, I wish I found this stuff earlier in life, because once I've gotten started and everything, I am hooked on it and just want to keep playing and creating and building new crazy stuff.
I think that's what being a maker is. You know, we want to make and create and find out how things tick and work and all of that. I just want to say to the folks that are watching, please drop a comment below. As always, let us know where you're watching from. Keep OPSEC in mind. If you are at a military installation, you don't have to tell us that. You can just kind of, be round and about for our military folks, just to keep everybody safe and happy. But can you tell us a little bit about you, Miss Christina?
Yeah, so I am a costume technologist by trade. I have an MFA from Indiana University in costume technology, and I used to work in theater. COVID has changed a whole bunch of things for a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
So when that hit, I decided to pivot and always do what I said I was going to do and create classes to teach people how to make their own digitally responsive garments and work with Arduino and LilyPad, creating their own fun costumes, their own fun clothing, their own fun jewelry. It's something that I'm very passionate about. I think everybody has creativity in them, and the way that creativity is seen is very different from person to person, but everybody has it. And once you get started and finding that, creativity explodes for everybody.
Right? And you wanted to do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I want to just put up in the stream really quick so everyone can see it. This is your website. Yep. Top of it. It's creativehadleydike.com. And this is the blog where you actually have here in your latest post all the instructions on how to make your own light up flower earrings. Correct? Yep. All the instructions are right there. So I'm going to leave that, and I will make sure everyone has that link. Let me copy and paste that link. So I am going to turn this over to you. I'm going to make myself small, and I want you to, do the things. Vera says, woohoo, Indiana University. So just so you know.
Yeah.
All right. So go. Show us how to do this.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're going to be creating these fun little earrings that light up. Let me turn one of those on so you can see front and back, very easily seen. Very simple. All you need is a LilyPad button board, a LilyPad LED, some felt, some conductive thread, glue, and some other just basic tools, which I'm going to turn my camera down so you guys can actually see what I'll be doing. And we'll get it a little zoomed in. So to start, I have my pattern. Right here, I have this 5 petal that's going to be turning into the actual flower up here. And then I have what we're going to be putting the base onto. Now, before we actually started the thing, I actually prepped a piece of felt and foam, because the felt is normally a little bit too flimsy, especially for earrings, I find. So I always have to back it with either a little foam or a little vinyl or a little something that's a little bit stiffer that actually helps it. So I just used some fabric tack glue and got those two glued together so that we did not have to watch glue dry, because that's never the funnest part. And within my blog post, there are a few different sizes of flowers. As you can see, there is a bracelet right here as well that I made earlier. And these are using the middle size flowers, but I'm going to use the small flowers for the earrings to keep them a little bit more conservative. I do love my ostentatious jewelry and everything, but
well, I'm all about earrings.
Oh yeah, make those earrings light up. So we're gonna start by creating we're gonna be tracing out our patterns, giving them cut. So this is a water-soluble pen that will dissolve. And there are 2 colors on it, but of course my dark purple is totally out.
No worries.
And it might be hard to see on camera, but yeah, you can't see that on camera. But it's all good. I can see it.
Actually, when you turn it, you can actually see the outline. Yep.
Yeah.
Right there. That you turn it toward that way. You're right there. I can see the line, the outline.
There we go.
So water soluble pen, that means it's just going to disappear.
Yeah, with water, you can just take a little water to it and it'll go right out.
Nice.
I use that a lot when I'm trying to mark where I want stuff to go on clothing or other. I use it all the time.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about your degree in wearable, like costume technology. Like what? That's insane.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a teacher. My undergraduate degree is actually in elementary education. So it's something I always wanted to be a teacher, but once I was kind of going through college, I realized how much I loved theater, and I was like, oh, well, I can always do it as a hobby and everything. And then I kept doing it as a hobby, and eventually I was like, well, I wonder if I can make it as in theater. So I went and moved to New York, and I was there for a while, working on Broadway and off-Broadway productions. And I kept moving around this country everywhere I went. And then I eventually ended up at UCM in Warrensburg, Missouri, as their costume shop manager. And I was helping the teacher teach and everything. And I realized how much I missed teaching. So I went to Indiana University so that I could become a teacher again and teach costume technology, which when people hear that that's my job, they mostly ask, is that really a thing? Is that something that you can get a
job? Yeah, is that a real thing?
Yeah, and it is. Like, you get to work with some really great drapers, you get to work with some really great designers. I've worked for many different designers, both on Broadway and different New York designers come out to different theaters. I used to work at the Rep,
right,
here in Kansas City, and I'm hoping maybe once COVID gets over, I'll be able to work with them again.
Yeah, get back to some kind of normal. All right,
get back to some kind of normal, but I've been loving creating this business.
Absolutely. All right, so you just cut out your pattern. Tell us about this.
Yes, I did just cut out the pattern, and I missed the lines just a little bit because I was distracted, of course.
Sorry. Little chit-chat.
No, it's all good. But yeah, so this is the flower pattern.
Okay.
So then once we have that guy cut out, and of course I keep wanting to fix the little bits here and there.
Isn't it always? It's the creative in us. Okay.
It is. So then what we're going to do is we need to get it to gather around into its circle, very much like that. So what we're going to do is take some thread.
This looks pretty simple enough.
Oh, yeah. This is what's great. You can do this with anybody, and the voltage is always so low. These are actually great projects to do with kids, I've always found.
Yeah, this is such an awesome STEM project.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we're just going to do a basic running stitch or basting stitch across. So we're just going in and out, in and out.
In and out.
We're not going back stitching at all. Just in and out, in and out.
I can do this. I'm not a sewer, but I can do this.
Oh, yes. So, and then we pull it nice and tight. And once you get it tight, what you do is you continue your stitch back right at the very beginning. And keep pulling tight. And there you go. You have your little flower. Nice and started. So then to keep it there, what you want to do is pull tight again. And I just do a back stitch all the way around. So instead of going forwards, I'm kind of doing I'm going backwards and regathering like two of the small pleats at a time. around the flower.
Just basically in the opposite direction that you came in.
Yep. And that just helps stabilize it and make sure that all that gathering down holds tight.
Okay. Easy peasy.
Oh, yes.
All right. So once you have that, you're going to make a little, like, I guess, like a little knot at the end.
Yep. Do one more.
All right.
And then for a knot, just go through, and then I always loop through that knot, the loop. So when you do a stitch, you create a loop with
the
thread and do a knot right there. And then because I'm going to be sewing this onto the leaf, I leave this connected so I don't have to then reattach it. So I have multiple needles when I work with that. Now we're going to take our leaf pattern, and I like to have a little bit of dimension in it. And I'm going to probably, what I did with this is on either side of my patterns. Oh, I made a little bit bigger one today, it looks like.
What?
I want to have them opposite so that the flower on either side, so I will have a left and a right.
Okay.
So what I do is I'm going to mark where that little LED is going to go so that I have that down. And then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to sew on our lily pad button board. And if you want to take a quick look, hopefully it will zoom in on it.
Bring it over, maybe. It wants to keep going to your background.
Yes, it sure does. Let me grab my cheater white paper. And now, of course, I can't find the camera. Nope.
Nope. Yeah, no, it's not going, but that's okay.
It just doesn't. You just have to make sure that there's a positive and a negative on the lily pad button boards.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that you have a positive and a negative towards the top, not two positives or two negatives, because it'll make it more complicated. Yeah. So you just always want to make sure that you have a positive and a negative up.
Got it. Again, guys, all the instructions for this DIY are, I'm going to pop it back up so everybody can see it. There. All the instructions are right here on this website, on her website, creativehadleydike.com. It's right here. I put the link in the comments, and you can check it all out. Do you also link where they can, where they can purchase all the items that they will need? You are so good. I love that. Makes it super easy to find everything that you need. Okay. And Megan says this would be super cute on infant headband bows.
Oh, 100%.
Which I agree.
Definitely on the to build list is some sort of cute headband. So then what we're going to do is we're going to start by sewing with our conductive thread through our negative ports. You can start with either the positive or the negative. Of course, I de-threaded my conductive thread. The conductive thread is a little cranky at times.
Right. It's not really, it has metal components. So
yeah, it likes to fray. So I always use smaller lengths of it instead of super long lengths, just because I find that it likes to fray and it likes to break easily.
Yeah.
And yeah. So you want to make sure you go around each one of these ports at least 3 times, because you want to make sure you're getting that really good solid connection. And then, so I have my little chalk mark of where I'm hoping to go to. And I'm going to do just a short little running stitch in and out, ideally just through that foam, so that we keep our felt side of our project nice and clean looking. And then once I'm at that little dot, I'm going to add my lily pad LED. And I want to make sure to, again, go through the negative port because they are directional.
Right. And so they're marked what's positive and what's negative.
Yep. They are very clearly marked.
This, guys, this really is such a great project. It's great as a STEM project to do with kids, for yourself. I just think this is so much fun, and when you see it work, you're just like blown away. You're like, what? I made that happen. I really dig that.
Yep. And then once you get to the end, you got a nice solid connection there. We're going to tie off. And of course, I gave myself just a little bit too little of conductive thread. So it's a tight tie off. There we go.
Okay, Megan did make a comment that she said she didn't realize that these were powered up button batteries and that those are not good for infants.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that, Megan. We didn't know that. And yes, do not use them with infants because she said they are not safe. So thank you.
Good to know.
Yeah. And I wonder what makes it not safe for an infant, but it's okay for an adult. Obviously, we're adults, but I'd like to know the science behind it.
The ins and outs. Yeah, that's always something you always have to be aware of. When it is electricity, you always have to be hyper aware. Do you go through? You did. Awesome. So I'm getting a new length of conductive thread, and we're going to sew from our positive port over to our positive port.
Okay.
And you do want to make sure that you're sewing this without the battery in. It's low voltage and everything, but it's always better to sew everything without voltage in.
Yeah.
Of course.
So she's saying if they swallow it, it eats through their cell tissue in the esophagus, and some babies have died. Wow.
If they swallow the battery?
Yeah, I guess.
Ooh, I don't think that'd be good for anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's small parts.
Yeah, small parts, and kids put everything in their mouths.
Yep.
So good call there, Megan.
So again, we got our 3 very solid connections, and then we're gonna do our running stitch across the leaf to get to the positive port.
And you're going just through the foam.
Yep. Trying to get just through that foam layer so that
you don't see it on the felt layer.
Yep. Keeps it nice and clean.
Mm-hmm. Super cool. All right, and so bringing it through the positive. Yep. Awesome. So I'm going to share, and I shared it with you a little while ago when I was a teacher. One of the things I taught at Brookstone School was computer science, and we did a whole 3D printed wearable fashion show. And one of the students did this lotus flower that was all printed, 3D printed, and then she lit it up with an Arduino. I think it was an Arduino light kit, and it kind of moved to the beat of the music. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah. I would have loved that type of stuff. I think that's so much fun.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. And let's pop open a battery. Give it a test so that we can then turn it on.
Boom!
There we go. On and off.
Light. Sweet. All right, so then now how does this go through the flower?
So what I do with that, I'm going to pop that battery back out for a second while I'm
this as a test.
Finishing that guy. So then what I do is, because within that flower, there is that small opening that, oh, I'm too close.
Yep, no, we see it.
So I put that right over the LED. I guess I did take that out a smidge too soon, didn't I? So, and then I put that right over.
Right,
in a flower's center to make it turn on. So it's like a little yellow center.
Nice.
And then this guy, since that's not conductive thread, I can turn that off. This guy can be stitched on. My thread is going a little crazy right now. There we go. And I stitch through. And I try to prick stitch it, so do a very small stitch on the top of the flower.
And then just go through it, the bottom.
Yep.
So for any of our sewers, I would love I want a table, not a table of content, I want a glossary of all the stitches, what they mean.
Yep. There's a lot of them, that's for sure.
Oh man. Oh, this is super cool. So if any of you have done any of this kind of stuff before, like put it in the comments. We'd love to see your work. If you make this one, again, I will put it back up on the screen. If you make this one, let me do it that way, please tag us. We would love to see what you make, your version of it, but all the things that you would need to make these technology wearable technology earrings, it's all on the website. So that is pretty cool. That is creativehadleydike.com. Sorry, creativehadleydike.com. And I put it up in the comments. Okay, we're back.
Yeah. So now we got that girl on there, nice and solid.
Oh, pretty.
So the next thing that we're going to do is we actually now have to turn it into an earring. So I'm going to take just a basic chain link here. And of course it won't zoom in. And they've decided to start mowing our grass. Sorry if there's background noise. But you want to prep it open so that once you actually poke the holes, you can just grab this and pass it through.
Okay, we got it.
Right outside the window.
We hear you. It's good.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fold that in half to get it the dimension that we're looking for.
Perfect.
And then what you want to do is you want to take an awl and poke through the felt and foam.
Yep, I see that.
Just like that. And it creates a nice straight through hole. And then without letting go of that, you want to repick this guy up and feed it through. If you let go, the hole isn't exactly straight anymore and you can easily find it. It's just easier when you can do it all at once. Got it. And then we're going to add our earring hook. And you want to make sure you put it on so that the hook is facing backwards.
Right.
So you want to make sure it's hard to see.
Yep, no.
But we'll hook it on like that. And then
you
close it on up. There we go.
That's awesome.
And then twist it there. And then we will turn this guy on.
I love it.
Get my piece of paper so that hopefully it will actually focus in on that. Tap it. There we go.
You see it. Oh man, that is there you go. That is really cool. And it didn't take long at all.
For these simple guys, they can happen really fast. I do have a free little mini course of if you want to continue learning. I have it how you can create this bracelet as well that matches.
Wow.
That's also linked through that blog post. But it's very simple. And once you get going with the Arduino and the lily pad, it doesn't take long for your imagination to take off and sew these little guys into things.
Start making all kinds of stuff. I love that. Is that bracelet complete yet, or that's just all?
Yeah. It's
there we
go.
I love it. It is beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Can we see your face again?
Yes, of course.
Yay.
Zoom back out so it's not like crazy.
You're like, it's in my eyeball. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts, your skills, your ability to teach. Not everyone is a teacher, so I am so thankful for you. I'm going to put this back up. If there's anything you want to say to everyone watching about your course, and just let me know where to go on your website.
Yeah, no, it's linked down at the bottom of that blog post, actually. At the very bottom, it's linked there. And it's just a mini course to help give you some ideas of different things you can create and work with the lily pad. And it's just a lot of fun. I want to inspire other people to create and build these fun earrings, add things to shirts, to little pins. I have pins that I add LEDs to all the time. And then once you really start getting to know it, you can start soldering and really moving your electronic LED game up.
Right? Well, I just want to let you know, I've been clicking on the link and I'm not going anywhere. So I just want to make sure.
Good to know. I'll have to double check.
Yeah, website maintenance is a thing. It
sure is.
It is a thing, and we've got to deal with that. But that will be up, and we just want everybody to get creative. I love this. Look at that. That is fabulous, sister. Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. We are so thankful. Guys, if you've got any questions you want to ask, please drop it in the comments, and Christina or I will get back to you. We'll figure it out. Obviously, I don't know as much as she does, so I will definitely defer and go, hey, they're asking this question. Good answer. But again, thank you so much. I do appreciate having you on today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, guys, it's Maker Monday. Go out and make something. Go get crafty, get creative, and make something. Please tag us, tag both of us. We'd love to see what you are working on. All right, we'll see you guys.